because I didn't live there. I wasn't part of the community. And she didn't even know they had a sign. And here she had stumbled in to me. And I had, it's been about a year ago today almost. I think it was the 26th of January, 1 year ago. I was watching an online evangelist because I had gone through when you go broke, it wasn't a soft landing. I crashed. I still have $25,000 in debt that I got to pay off in the USA. And I'm going to get there. But I started trying to redeem myself. Because when you go broke, especially late in life, you feel really, really, really ashamed of yourself. You feel like you let your family down. I felt like I let my little girl down. And so I told Meg, I said, I'll put my talents, because I've been building these websites for years. And the problem was I used to build them kind of on what we call the black hat side, where we manipulated the search engines. And those days are gone. We got by with that for about 10 years because Google wasn't smart enough to catch us. We were pretty techy, and we shared things on forums, and I was making around $30,000 a month US dollars with web applications that were basically, and I'm not proud of this, but I'm going to tell you the truth, we were basically stealing searches from Google, and then we were running them into this loop. Y'all been to these sites before where on one side you got a list of categories, and on the other side you got a list of links, and any one of those links is going to pay me a commission from Google of 35 cents to 85 cents, and we were knocking down so much $30,000. And Google in 2012, February 2012, sent me a notice of cease and desist, and that I was in violation of their terms and service, because I was basically taking something that belonged to Google and selling it back to them. Is what I was doing. And I mean, this is the way you think when you're a techie, when you can get by with it. Well, I lost all my revenue at that point. Had a business going, but we couldn't. I wasn't too worried about the revenue until that business failed, and so we didn't have anything except a pension and a rental check for my property pay. And that was all we were living on. So this became really important. This is my redemption. There's no failure here. I am not going to go to my grave broke. I want my money back. And it's not because what money will do. Melly hit it right on the head. It gives you options. That's what money does. It gives me the option to go get good health care. It gives me options to travel if I want to go somewhere. It gives me the option to live where I want to live. And I'm not going to be driving. I like to sit in the back seat, but drive what I want to drive. That's a big motivator for Ronald and Melly, is the cars and the things that money does. And anybody sits there and says, we're not here for the money, I'm saying bullshit. Excuse the language, but anybody that says they're not here for the money, I don't believe it. That's because money, it's behind everything. They say it's the root of all evil, but it's also the root of all good. And when you don't have it, you can't do good things. So anyway, I watched a movie. It was a big movie, 2013. Has anybody in here seen it? I know Ron and Melly have. Called The Wolf of Wall Street. It's about a guy named Jordan that was dead broke in 1986. This is a true story. Leonardo DiCaprio played the part of Jordan Belfort. But he went to work on Wall Street the day of the stock market crash in 1986. And first day on the job, the company he was working for went broke. And he didn't have any money, but he went out and he started selling penny stocks. And it was legal, but what he was doing after he sold them wasn't, because he would do what they call a burn and churn. They would sell it and drive the price up, and then they would liquidate, and that was illegal, and they eventually got caught doing that. But he made over $1 billion in 5 years. And so, as I watched that movie, I thought there's got to be some good things. Now, it's a hoot. This movie, that's a Texas term, hoot means really funny. But it's a great movie. It's bad. It's vicey. It's got everything that you probably don't want to know about in it because they did drugs. They let money get to an excess. But I wanted to know how he made it. How did he make that money? So I got to studying Jordan Belfort, the real Jordan Belfort. He did 2 years in federal prison for fraud, got out. Today, he lectures, and he has over $100 million he's having to pay back to people that they swindle money off of. And he's making that payments on that and building his life back. This was 17 years ago this all happened. As an ethics speaker, somebody that had no ethics at all is speaking about it because he learned his lesson. But he had a plan that had 4 points. And I stole those. I'm going to go over with you tonight because they're so powerful. And that's what we're going to build things. But we added a fifth thing. Those 4 things, we're getting ready to launch our member site. Those 4 things are vision. And just go ahead and hang on the vision because I want to talk a little bit about it. But vision, faith, attitude, strategy, and then what we call excellence, which is really your standards. Excellence covers just about everything. If you do everything with excellence, then you're going to be honest with people. If you're going to do everything with excellence, you're going to represent things properly. You're going to do business the way you want people to do business with you. So we added excellence to it. So you got 4 things that work like crazy. The guy becomes a billionaire in 5 years using this plan. So I'm going to go over that plan tonight because it's what we're using for our backbone of Team Philippines. And then you're going to meet a wonderful lady, the one that sat next to my mom in that church service. And I believe that my mom, after I went broke in 2013, had a talk with God and said, give that boy a helping hand. And I believe he sent Denise into my life. And you're going to meet her tonight. She's a wonderful person. And that's what's made all of us come together. We decided to back off with Royal Business Club, not because of anything other than the saturation point, because this is a brand new opportunity. And we're at the top. I mean, the top. And it doesn't matter where you're at on a down line. Matter of fact, I can make a case where you're better off being 2 or 3 levels down than at the very top, because the top is the one that's responsible for doing all the motivation, having all the meetings, doing all, you've got stakeholders above you that are interested in your future. So I can say I can make a pretty good case for not being at the top, being a level or 2 down, but we still a brand new product. There is no saturation, and the only thing that makes it doesn't matter where you're at on the down line. It matters where you're at in time, because 2 years from now, the Philippines is going to have heard of Zeal for Life and Team Philippines. But until that story gets out, every single person you talk to is a potential distributor. We're in the distribution mode. Once we reach in network marketing, whenever the company finally reaches a point, the market will tell you that you can't sell distributorships anymore. You can, one here, one there, but they get slower and slower because it's hard to find new people. So the time factor, rather than the downline, is the enemy. You come in 2 years later, it's going to be harder than it is coming in right now at the very beginning. So I want to talk about these points that Jordan Belfort built his business on. The first one being vision. Everything starts with being able to see yourself in the future. I know that Juan's done some of this because I've seen some things on your website, but putting yourself there, believing it, seeing it, not just saying, I'm going to be, I am living it. I mean, I'm already living, hey, I'm living where I'm at right now. In my mind, I'm back at Whack Whack, looking out at the golf course, you know, having a good time. Not wasting money, not being extravagant, but being the way I want to be. And the vision that we have for Team Philippines, Ronald and Melly can tell you, there's probably not too many days go by that I don't go in the office. And in a little while, I'd like to invite everybody to come up and visit where we live, and you can see the diagrams and charts. I'm a real visual person, and I'm always drawing on the walls, all over the walls of our offices. But I've got a vision of where I know I am, and we've got, in that vision, we have over 30,000 distributors in the Philippines in 2 years. We can do that. In order to do that, Melly, Ronald, and me will all have to hit level 8 with a fully compressed downline. And I expect to do more than that because you're going to want to hit your level 8 and you're going to want to hit your level 8. But you know what? You don't really have a whole lot of control over what goes on when it gets down to that level. It's a machine and it takes off without you. Once you get about 120 people under you, especially with us pumping the leads, and we can't promise even one lead. We know we built the systems, and it's kind of like the movie Field of Dreams. If you build it, will they come? We're pretty sure they're going to come, and you'll see why. But we don't know the number yet, what the quantifiable number is of those leads that we're going to get. But they're important. I'm going to move on pretty quick because this is kind of boring stuff, but I wanted to let you understand what goes into this. So with the vision, and we want to have a vision as a team. Go ahead and hit the next one. And the next thing is attitude. As a team, we leverage ourselves and we can help ourselves work together synergistically. I'll be doing things up on my end to create some contests between different teams and different things, incentives that we can do. And I don't know what all those will be yet because we don't even have the product yet, but we're coming. Okay, the next thing after attitude is faith. Napoleon Hill wrote a book that has more people have become millionaires reading the book Think and Grow Rich than any other book that's ever been written. The author is named Napoleon Hill. He's dead now. You can actually see the original videos that he recorded of Think and Grow Rich. And he says the mind, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, we can achieve. All it takes is faith. Faith in God that He'll help us get there, do business the way that we should do business so we'll be blessed. But if we have faith, the subconscious mind just takes over. Even when you're sleeping, ideas will come to you, things, people to talk to will come to you. So I'm going to go ahead and move from that. But faith, these are the cornerstones of what Team Philippines is built on. And the next one, I'm going to spend quite a bit of time on it here in just a little bit. And it's a strategy. Because we've built a strategy that is designed to maximize the pay plan of the company that we're going to represent. I studied their pay, and it's a very good and lucrative. It's different from, you can make money the first week. Most of the time, that's pretty much impossible. But they front-loaded it where you can actually make money first week. All you have to do is sign up six people on the business builder package. So, the strategy a little bit. The last thing is excellence. Ronald and Melly can tell you that I don't cut much slack there. I just love these young people. They've been working for me for 7 months now, and first thing I had them do was watch The Wolf of Wall Street. They thought I was crazy. But everything we do, we got up on the wall, you'll see EIEWD, excellence in everything we do, just to remind us every day. And sometimes they'll do some work and I'll say, that's not good enough, let's do it over. And they do. And that's our system. That's our plan, is those 5 things. So with that said, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the strategy in depth here in just a minute. But with that said, go ahead and roll to the next picture. This is the company that we're going to be aligning with, or it's the product. The company is called Zervita, but the product is Zeal for Life, and it is a life changer. It is, well, all I can tell you is that people get on it and they don't stop. It makes you feel good. Juan's been on it. You're the only one I think that's been on it. What do you think of the product? Good. I can't wait to get on it. I'm an old guy. They say it really helps old people better than young people because we got so many needs that we need to fix. But anyway, this is the product. It's a health drink. We've got doctor statements where doctors talk about the value of it. It would take 56 different pills that can be bought at the health food store, but that's a lot of pills to swallow every day, and it would cost you a lot more money than what the shake costs. So now I want to introduce you to Denise Smith, because, like I said, I believe that my mother had a part in this. My mother passed away in 2005, but Denise it's just too many incidental things. It's just not, for her to even contact me, for her to have known my parents as well as she did. She knows my cousins. Never knew me, never even knew I existed. All the way around the world, 12,000 miles away. That's pretty amazing. Something like that happened. And I believe it was destiny. So, go ahead to the next slide. Denise, she's been doing this with Zervita for 1.5 years. And she qualified for a car almost 1 year ago, but she didn't get one until December. But she qualified for EC in 6 months, same thing that we're going to all try to do. And that was her brand new car. It's a Cadillac SUV that her and Blaine got in December. So it shows you that, these success stories are really happening. And this is in the USA. And I'd much rather be doing this here than in the USA. The USA has a stigma against multi-level marketing because back in the old days, 60s and 70s, there were some scams that came out in America. Great Glenn W. Turner, Dare to Go Great, things like that. And so a lot of people develop some attitudes that don't exist here. Here people understand it. People understand networking. Every time I need something, Bing knows somebody. I needed to get some help at the NBI to get a NBI investigation that everybody has to get. I was going to have to go up there and wait in line all day long. Bing knew somebody. We went out there. They took us right in. We were in and out in about an hour. So connections, networking comes natural for Filipinos. And so, with that said, I want to introduce you to someone that has become a very, very good friend over the last 7 months. We talk every day. Her heart is in the right place. She's a very giving person. I think you'll see that in her voice and what she has to say. And she wants nothing more than to change the lives of a lot of Filipinos. And with that said, Denise. So this first part we recorded as a backup. I'm not sure if we have her online. Do we have her?
We are connected. Live.
Live. Okay, we'll go ahead and play her presentation first. We did this as a backup, but we'll go ahead and play it, and then we'll visit with her live. It's 4 in the morning, by the way, where she's at.
Greetings and hello from Amarillo, Texas, in the United States of America, to all of you in the Philippines. I come today a little emotional, but with a very thankful heart for the opportunity to welcome you to Team Philippines. What a joy it is to greet you and welcome you to a wonderful opportunity to help change your lives in many ways, as it has for me and my family. I believe in my heart that being here today is no accident. I really believe that God was planning this opportunity for all of you and I back in 1977, about 38 years ago, when we were members at First Baptist Church in Pampa, Texas. Most of you were not even born at that time. My husband and I went to church with Marvin Webster's mom and dad, and used to visit with them at church often. They were very godly people who loved the Lord. Our relationships and friendships grew, and we became good friends. And I really believe that God was planning this opportunity back then, as He has orchestrated this opportunity from the very beginning. He led me to contact Marvin Webster about an opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that can change the lives of people in the Philippines and all over the world. Marvin saw the vision of how people in the Philippines could benefit from this great opportunity to be blessed in all aspects of life, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. You see, Marvin and I share and have something in common. We both have a big heart. A heart with a huge desire to help people improve their quality of life. Marvin stepped out in faith and recognized the opportunity before him and took advantage of the opportunity to help improve the lives of his family and many others in the Philippines. For the past 16 months, my husband, Blaine, and 4 of our children and I have been involved in a wonderful company called Zervita. Zervita was founded by Mark and Tracy Jarvis out of Houston, Texas, and based on 3 Christian principles. They wanted their company to be a godly company, a company with humble leadership, where all people are treated right, and a company where everyone can benefit at every level. Zervita does just that. We are in the business of helping and loving on people, helping others. And that is what my family has done for the past year in Zervita. We have shared our lives with others. We have a wonderful downline of friends and family that we have supported and have shown a way of giving